Hello traders, it's Samurai Trader here. Welcome to session 121. In today's session I'll be going over a number of live trades I took on the RTY, the Russell, but what I teach you here you can apply to any market, whether it be stocks, forex, or futures. Now I talk about the $1,000 a day challenge. For some of you might be happy earning only 200 to 300 a day. I'll show you how to do that. Others may want to be earning 3 or 4, particularly for young guns, 3 or 4,000 a day. I'll show you how to do that as well realistically. Some traders don't like to hear what I have to say because I'm very much about risk management. We never ever risk any more than 2% of our capital in a trade. However, trading correctly, you can compound that into a very large trading account very quickly. So let me just get the disclaimer up and over and done with. So traders, we do know there's a risk in trading. Don't trade with money that you can't afford to lose. Stay on the simulator until you're consistently profitable. So just about any decent trading platform now has a simulator. If you haven't already, you can download my free training manual. You can find the description link below for that. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel to be kept up to date with all of my latest videos. Even better still, why not become a member? Now you'll see in 3 weeks time we've got a brand new website and a brand new members area being launched. It is just massive. It truly is a gold mine of material. There are dozens of training videos, psychology, from the trading strategies that I teach. It's huge. Already we have over 200 hours of training videos in my program. Now the great news is you don't have to watch them all. Okay, you only need to master 1 or 2 of my setups. It's all you need, and I'll show you what those are today, by the way. So you can join now for $197. You get everything you're about to see, all of the strategies. There's 38 PowerPoints. Once again though, if you're a brand new trader, baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. I show you how to do that. You can also join, which is absolutely critical, my coaching sessions. Now every Tuesday and Wednesday evening, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I run 2-hour classes. I also run a live trading room as well. Oh, and by the way, that'll be of interest is we're about to start running classes for prop traders that wish to start trading someone else's capital. So I actually sent out an email only just today to my database, and we've already had 53 responses of members that are either trading with prop firms or considering trading with prop firms. And so we're going to start running special classes. So anyway, make sure you get on my email list for details on that. But anyway, you'll receive 8 free classes, 8 free 2-hour classes. If you can't attend the live sessions, you can watch your recordings. Okay, end of ad. Let's get into this. Now I know many of you that see my videos hear me talk about this in every session. A poor man or woman is not a man or woman without a cent, but it's a man or woman without a dream. Show me a person that's got a big enough why they want it and how it will appear, and you literally can write your own check in this business. And I know some of you will say, oh yeah, here we go, another big sell. But you can, traders. I'll show you the setups that I trade, and we'll have a look at what's happening live. Okay, just so see how we go for time. You can do this. The problem is most traders aren't willing to put the screen time in. You know, they want to be able to read a book, and they want to be able to run before they can even crawl. You can do this. It's not rocket science, but you just need to put some time into learning the setups. But unfortunately, you know, everyone's been sold at the moment on trading the lavish lifestyle. You know, sit back on your laptop and sit on the beach and trade. That's not reality, traders. There are very few traders that are doing it. Okay, if you're already doing it, what are you watching this video for? I don't want to be rude, but it's true that the serious traders, the traders that make the big bucks, are willing to put the time and effort in. That's what I do. I invest every day, time and effort into my trading career, and hopefully you can tell I'm passionate, and you'll see when we get to my charts, you'll see the results I get from that. Treat this as a business, and it'll give you the rewards of the business. Now, I mention this quite often in my videos, just in reference to the chart types. I love using Renko and tick charts, but you really can use any sort of chart. But if you're a brand new trader, stick with the Renko charts that I teach. Yes, you can use Heikin-Ashi or HA, which is the combination of Renko and Heikin-Ashi, and I've got that in training sessions, but it certainly makes trading a lot easier. The other thing is mindset is very, very important. When I go through these setups with you, please don't look for the reasons why they don't work, because they do work. If you want to look for something or a negative on them, yep, you'll probably find something. It's the wrong time frame, or it won't work on this market, or I tried that once before. Traders, you've got to give yourself a regular checkup from the neck up. These setups work. There's only really two key reasons why they don't work. Number one, you failed to take the trade. Okay, that's number one. And the second one is you're trading the wrong time frame. It's too fast. Now I'm going to show you, and I've deliberately got a really difficult trading area which I want to explain from the right hand side how to trade, because this is where traders FOMO, fear of missing out, they've got to have that trade. We've got to learn to sit back, take our hand off the mouse, and sit back patiently waiting for the right trading conditions. These strategies kick butt because most of them are trend following, or if they're a mean reversion to the mean, they're at extremes, which I will show you. In other words, these strategies work. Now I want you to think of the dark blue line here, or maybe it's black, as the higher time frame. So you'll hear me talk about the entry chart and the anchor chart one. What I'm looking for, and it's not new, I'm looking for retracements or pullbacks on a lower time frame, and then looking to trade in the direction of the higher time frame. Why? Because the concept works. And then we're going to have these highs and the lows. That's where we get our golden divergence trades then set up. So what am I looking for in a market? So if we consider great markets, now you go and take the ES, fantastic market, massive volume, but quite often, like this time of day, I'm recording this at 12:33 a.m. Central Standard Time. So for the last 2 or 3 hours, the ES has been very quiet, but the RTY, and I'm just looking over here at the Dow, there's been some beautiful moves in those markets. So we've got to make sure the market is trending at the time. So we want to see volatility, we want to see waves in the market, and good daily volumes. You just got to check the time frames. Now just here we've got here are the trades that I'll discuss here on the chart, then we'll go to the charts themselves and discuss these. But just here I had a short up here which ended up just being a break even, and the reason being, what can we see just here? We can see we've got major EMAs are in an uptrend. So I call this having blue skies ahead. So when we sell, what are we selling or buying into? Do we have support down below or resistance up above? So out of this trade, I got out of it picking up only in this case here virtually exactly break even. Then there are a number of other golden setups, and this is from 2 days ago. That's a long time ago in my part of the world as a day trader, but I wasn't on these, but I then jumped on this one. This is our classic T3. Look at this angulation, and that's what we call angulation. We see these every day, every market, every time frame. There's some very specific rules you want to use, but very high probability. Okay, beautiful T3, and down here then I had I call it a 2B, and then a further 2B. Now with both of these, I stayed in this particular setup we come up here, I hit a pivot. Now see the pivots, so they're fairly close together. I won't get into pivot trading in this session, but then for members watching this, you can see it then turned into a bet the farm. So it rallied up, and that's why I added to my position. Now if you're trading 2% of your account, it means you can only really have one position open at any one time. If you're trading 1%, of course you can add to your trade. Now there are some exceptions to the rule, such as say if we're in a trade and it's in the green and we add to that position while we're in the green, providing our stop loss cuts us out if we were to go back into the red. Once again, a bit beyond today's session, but here this was all over and done with within what's that within about an hour and 20 minutes. This is all finished, and I got out here excuse me, exited that trade right there at the pivot. But what we're going to do, we're going to go to the charts in a moment and have a look at that. But what I want to do is quickly give you a trading plan that kicks butt and that everyone can follow. And as you can see here, you can get going here with as little as $250. So if you haven't seen me talk about this before, please stay with me for 3 or 4 minutes as I go through this before we go to the charts. And if you haven't seen this and skip, well, maybe you do need to stay and watch this, because this is really important. Now if you're going to trade the micro RTY, the Russell or the Dow during the Globex session, you can trade what I call a 2-tick Renko chart, which means you only need $2,500 to trade that. Now you may be thinking, well, hang on, my broker says I can use day trading margins and I only need $500. That is true, but what if your risk is $50? Because if we're trading using a 2-tick Renko, your risk on this particular market will be as much as 10 ticks. It's between 8 and 10 ticks. It will vary. So that means you're going to have a risk factor of between $40 and $50. So what's 2% of that? $2,500 is $50. And this is where traders keep blowing their account because they're impatient. Traders, time is going to pass anyway. I'm going to show you how to do this correctly if you don't have $2,500. Even if you do, why not consider this? Cut your teeth, master the art of trading these setups on a micro, then jump up to the big contract. So if you start off with $250, go for $13 a day in 12 weeks, as you're about to see, our account size, hypothetically, I've got to be careful what I say here, if you go for just 13, which is 26 ticks, is 2,888. This is where now we roll over to the big contract. 14 weeks going for only $125 a day, we've got the potential of earning $10,000 a week. Total time taken in total is 26 weeks starting on the micro. Where will you be? And let's allow time for the simulator. Where are you going to be in 40 weeks from now? Now I do have to say this, that as trading this market actively, trading for 10,000 a week during the Globex session, you're going to get extra slippage. Okay, so as you'll see here, you're going to be trading 20 contracts. Not ideal on this market, that's a bit beyond here, but if you want to be earning 5,000 to 6,000, no problems executing 10 contracts. You'll get some slip if you get stopped out 1 or 2 ticks, but we've got that factored in. But the main thing here is this is the true reality of this market. So looking at this little spreadsheet just here, it's going to flick over. Yes, how this works here is and by the way, you can download this document, this Excel spreadsheet with a little training video. Go to the link below here. So over here we let's see, potential 1,000 a week. Actually, that's not quite correct here on the micro. I actually forgot to rectify that, but never mind. So over here, if you're earning $13 a day, the way this spreadsheet works and the calculator works is you're going to continue to trade one contract until you double your money. So this is a true way of building wealth. None of this ridiculous compounding. Okay, this compounds based upon each time you get another 250 in your account, you start trading an additional contract. But the key point here is within 12 weeks you've got enough money there, you're trading 10 micros, you can now roll over and start trading the big contract. Now this is where the reality of this comes in, and let me just make that a bit smaller just here. $2,500 account, only 25 ticks a day, which is $125 a day. Okay, now I'm just looking here at another video I'm going to do, which I recorded live here. This is over and done with within 40 minutes. Okay, that was here gross 1600, 1474. Now this is on 10 lots, so 10 lots is 1250. Okay, and that's my target. 25 ticks per contract is what I'm after, and you'll see it when we go back. We'll even just show you just here. Here it is here, just slightly 12, slightly under that. I believe in what I call POQ, power of quitting. I like to get in, get out, get paid. I'm 65. I don't want to keep hanging around the charts. Or when I say keep hanging around the charts, I don't want to keep trading. I want to get my trading over and done with. I find that works better for me. The young guns watching this, you might be happy to sit there, or even those that of my age group might like to be, you might be quite happy. I want to get in, get out, get paid. That's a nice income. So here 25 ticks and I'm finished. That works well for me. Now down here I just wanted to point this out. See over here, by the end of week 14 you're earning 10,000 a week. Potentially, I've got to always say that there, and that's you only really need to be executing, as you'll see, around 4 trades a day if you're doing it correctly. If you can no problems execute 10 contracts during the early hours of a Globex session. Once you get to the London session into New York, no problem, but you also need to increase the time frame. So if you're going to trade during, say, the New York session, you would be trading what I call a 4-tick Renko, not a 2-tick Renko. Now the important thing is, how do we get there? So let's go to the charts, but before we do, a couple of really important things here that are critical to your trading. We've got to be checking regularly, where are our pivot levels and Camarilla pivots? You can use either or. Okay, I like to now use them both. Where are your prior days open, high, low, and close? Your 89 and 200 EMAs, your intraday swing highs and lows, and your current day's high and low. Why? All of these become price magnets and support resistance areas. The beautiful part about it is they plot automatically on your charts. Okay, so virtually any trading platform you've got in, I've got these coded for NinjaTrader, for TradeStation. We've even got now TradingView, a whole lot of other different platforms now, but either way I give you the formula to the indicators that I use. If there's an indicator that I use that we don't have, I teach you the logic behind that. But you want to learn how to trade these, and this is a very important thing that I teach our members. Okay, so just before we go here, and I've got, as I said, I've recorded this live, so this is from yesterday. All of these patterns you see here and the trades that I take, all of these traders are all patterns, and there's rules-based reasons for why I take these. Now just why we're here. So with this trade here, I've got here front run the pivot. I type that back here and see here up here. Now what this this is just perfect. Front running means I like to get out quite often 1 or 2 ticks before a pivot. See how we bounce off the pivot here? We went through the pivot, but I'm bouncing off major EMAs. Here I missed that by 1 tick. I was front running that level by 2 ticks, so I was filled and out of that. Then the market totally reversed thereafter. These are little things that are really important that you need to learn when it comes to your trading. So let's now look at this. So we've looked, okay, for setups, the trades I've taken there are fantastic. Okay, well, not on that one, but well, they're fantastic, but let's go back to the PowerPoint here. Excuse me. So okay, so yep, that was a great trading session, over and out within an hour or so. Generally, by the way, I'm usually wrapped up within easily an hour. I've wrapped my trading up. So let's now go and have a look at this. So here's exactly what I'm looking for from the right hand side. Now this is midnight. Okay, so we'll just roll over from midnight, and this is applicable to any time of day. This is the danger zone. Whenever you see your major EMAs sideways, we've got to get out of this zone. How do we know? I'm going to look for a lower low and a lower high, or a higher high and a higher low, and specifically what's happening on my higher time frame. Now I have already marked these up for another training session, but I'll just go from the right hand side here, so we can't see what's straight ahead of us or what, but this is what we need to be doing. So I've got a lower low, lower high, I've got a trade set up, so I can enter this. Now I've got a new lower low. I want you to notice how EMAs here are starting to roll over and they're starting to fan apart. We call this a fanning of the EMAs. And one thing you'll see me do regularly in my sessions, either in the coaching sessions or the live trading room, you'll see me do this. What I'm looking for is what's in front of the trade. Do I have a pivot? Do I have a cam pivot? Do I have yesterday's low, the current day's high? What's in front of the trade? And I call it, do I have blue skies ahead? And the reason being, they become price magnets. So let's just keep going down here. Now with this, by the way, this is a 2-tick RTY chart. So and I call these steps as you step down. Each one of these steps is worth $5. If this was a 4-tick Renko, each step would be worth $10, half of that. Now see that just there, couldn't have asked anything to be more perfect. See how now we come down and I've got to bounce straight off the pivot. Okay, this is why we need to learn how to trade pivots, because you can sell into a pivot, because us as professional traders, we're selling and buying. They become what we call predictive indicators. Now as we come down here and we've got a bounce, note the fanning of the EMAs here. See how we're fanning apart? So guess what I'm looking for? I'm looking for a retracement and a bounce back in this area. So if we move along here quite quickly, I don't want to make this too long, this video. I've now got another entry. Now also I want you to notice that we've broken out of this consolidation zone, which usually means I'll get 3 or 4 waves, not always, depending time of day, etc. And do we have a, like for an example, this time frame in 2 hours from here, we'll be getting the pre-London Open. So you just got to watch the number of waves that you get and the type of or actually the angle of divergence that you may be getting. So just there, that's just another rules-based entry just there. And now I've got what we call a T3, which is a reversion to the mean. I also have a wee bit of divergence just there. Now just on these moves here, remember before, these are just black and white pattern-based setups. Lower low, lower high, take it. Lower low, lower high. See the arrows, the arrow plots. Okay, that's my turning point indicator. So I've got 2 major indicators I use. The white paint bar, I call it my super scalper, and in many ways the turning point and the super scalper are similar but total different indicators. Okay, but what I wanted to show you was just this here alone, is that what do you really want to see? If you want to see, you want to have 4 8-tick trades a day. That's $160 less your commissions. Okay, so if just say you have 4 net, that's after any losses, trades a day, that's going to be say $140 towards your 125. You well and truly exceed that. So just here, here easily they are 8 tick moves, which is what you want. You want to see 4 of these. Now I've got a T3, I've got some divergence. Now a T3, as members watching this know, it's a very mechanical trade, and here I'm also bouncing off a pivot and I'm at the current day's low. So that makes that what we call a loaded trade. Okay, having 1 or 2 reasons for taking a trade is good. Having 3 or 4 reasons for taking a trade is even better. Now we hadn't hit our target there. One thing I failed to mention, where's my stop loss go? 1 tick above the swing, 1 tick above the swing, 1 tick below the swing, 1 tick below. And members watching this, yes, that was also a T10. Thank you very much. What have I now established? I've now got a new higher high, and just here I've now got a new higher low. Now the reason I'm pointing this one out, and I think if I scoot ahead in a moment, this is where I had those, I think it was this one. This then leads into those trades that I had yesterday. But anyway, just a mechanical trade. Now see how we've got the orange cloud. That means short. Not always, but generally you're looking for short trades, especially if you're scalping, unless it's a reversal trade. Here we're going long. Here is another T3. Now look what this T3 is off the current day's high, by the way, and down we come. If you sold there, just like if you sold here, where are your major EMAs? And the reason that's important, if you were to sell up here, traders, you're selling down to these major EMAs, you're expecting a bounce. Always want to be expecting a bounce. Now we've got a new higher high, so as you can see here, you're romping these moves in. Now one thing I do want to show you is with the turning point indicator, something I've discovered that turns, and see the arrows there. If you want to trail, you can use that. Now you're not going to be out to that red candle there, but for those traders that want to trail, you could have easily stayed in all of that, in that trade all the way until this candle just here. Now the arrows plotting the turning point is related to that, and it was actually designed by, and I'm not going to, it's a little trade secret that you will learn if you remember, but was actually designed by a mathematician. Seriously, it really was. Who's a trader and a mathematician, and based on square root numbers, look how it picks the turning points. Okay, and it just, see that? All right, we have a little pullback. Now the secret with it is, though, if you're you want to be following the cloud and the overall flow of the market. But anyway, that's getting a bit beyond here. But also I don't want to go, because this is a video, I've got these trades recorded live, but notice how we come down here and I'm bouncing right here. I'm bouncing off a higher time frame EMA, excuse my voice there. So I'm bouncing on a higher time frame EMA. So what I've discovered is that there are a set of EMAs that we can use on our entry chart, anchor chart 1, and I use an anchor chart 2. They're easy to learn once you get used to it. Now say if you're a brand new trader, you don't start by trying to trade with say 3 time frames, okay, such as I've got 1, 2, and 3. You start by having a second one in the background. Okay, and by the way, look at this just here and look at this here. Now you can turn some of these off, by the way, and you can introduce them, but see the turning point indicator. So we want to be taking all trades. This is on the higher time frame. In fact, let me pause this for one moment and I'll G this up. So I just want to show you something. Actually, I couldn't find the exact spot, but not to worry, but just to show you the principle here. So with the turning point indicator that I use here, I use different lengths on different time frames. So if you want a trend directional indicator, if you want to make your trading very rules based, you only want to consider only trading in the direction of the turning point indicator on a higher time frame. It'll keep you out of a number of losing trades, but it'll keep you out of some winning trades as well. So just here, what have we got? And actually, let's just catch up to where we are with price action right now. So this is let's see here. In fact, I'm gonna have to pause this one moment because the data is stopped. Traders, we had a bit of a glitch here with the internet dropping out, so I apologize for that, but never mind. So our video, we're up to 30 minutes here, so we will finish up. So make sure you subscribe to my channel, come and join me as a member. I did mention that and seriously, you will see 297. We've got the brand new area. Actually, let me quickly show you this. For those that are interested in becoming members, you'll actually see that we got literally I'm not sure how many different modules that we have, but everything from psychology of trading, the different trades that I recommend you focus on. For an example, there are 4 setups you want to focus on initially. So there are training videos, a pile of then resources that go with those. So if you're a brand new trader, that's sort of the area you would start with, or the setups to start with, the best markets to trade, trading strategies. I have hundreds of charts there for you to study, download and study, and where I've labeled them and marked those up. So there's a complete playbook, and actually in the other one there's just a huge amount of charts in there. So there's literally dozens of charts, and all you simply do, click on them, and then you can download them to your PC. But we've got the modules that I cover, the cheat sheets. There's just as I mentioned, gee whiz, I don't know how many different cheat sheets for different markets or different setups that I have, as you can see there. But once again, if you're a brand new trader, you don't have to get tied up in a knot. I'll never learn all of this. But then we've got the chart types, the time frames, trade entry orders, how to identify a trend. You probably heard me talk about, we actually on prop firm trading, if that's something, a road you want to go down, how to learn faster, that is videos on psychology, etc. So that, traders, is the new members area that is about to launch. This is the last trading program you would ever need. So you can join for $197, but once you see the video that I'm preparing on all that you get, this is truly a $10,000 program. And as I mentioned, you can also attend 8 of my sessions. So look, we're way over time. Thank you, traders, and I'll see you hopefully in one of my coaching sessions.